Hello, everyone. Pam Dubois, Dream Real Estate TV. Today, I have with me a special guest. I'm so excited and grateful to have him with me, Rene Godefroy, and he is with the Godefroy Group, and he's going to share with us about branding and being omnipresence in our market today. Thank you, Rene, so much for being with me. I'm so excited to have you here. First, tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Well, thank you, Pamela. It's an honor to be with you, and I'm just excited as you are. For me, the journey, it's a journey. It's been a long journey. It started in a tiny village in Haiti in extreme poverty and diseases. Um, when I was, After my mom gave birth to me, she left the village and went to Port-au-Prince. After she left, several deadly diseases pounded me, so I was very sick, and a lot of the people in the village, they gave up on me. They predicted actually that I would not survive. I have a my my message really, it's not what happens to you, it's not the situation, is the story you tell yourself about the situation on a consistent basis. That's my story from poverty and diseases. Eventually, I went to Port-au-Prince to be with my mom. And in Port-au-Prince, it was very tough. My mom was living in a little shack infested with rats and roaches. And I was there with my brother and my sister. I did not know them. We slept on the floor with the rats and roaches crossing over us all night. I struggled a lot in Port-au-Prince. Eventually, I left Haiti when I was 21, and I came to the United States with $5, two shirts, one pair of pants. I did not speak any English. I still don't speak very much English, quite frankly. But I know about 20 words. I know how to put them together. And I wrote a book, believe it or not, with 20 words. That's what creativity can do for you.
Wow.
And from there, the rest is history. So that's basically the start, how I started in life. But my thing is always, Pamela, it is not the situation that determines our future. It is what we tell ourselves about the situation on a consistent basis. And a lot of people watching us now, they are going through something, or they've been through something, and they are telling themselves a story. And if we can change the story, we can change the way we feel emotionally. We can take different action. We can show up differently by simply changing the story.
Yeah. Yes. So,
So
so true. Amen to that. Changing the story, changing our mindset, right? That's so
that's
important
correct. Yes.
in everything that we do on a daily basis. So, how did you get started with branding in your business? Have you always been, as far as social media marketing, or where did you actually start?
Well, it started for me. Well, first, I was a doorman in Atlanta for 15 years. I was carrying bags.
Oh, wow.
When I was parking cars, I noticed books on the back seat of the cars I was parking. So I would pick up those books, I'd jot down the titles, and I'd go to Barnes and Nobles across the street and I would buy those books. I figured if those people are staying in this first class hotel, they are dressed so nice, they must know something I don't know, and they are reading these kind of books. And that's how I discovered Think and Grow Rich, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Out of the Crisis by Edward Deming, a lot of the books. So I started to devour those books.
Yeah.
And one of the books actually talk about speaking for a living. And I'm like, okay, then I've tried everything. I was a janitor in Miami.
Yeah.
I washed dishes, did everything. So I'm a doorman now. Why not try speaking for a living? And I decided I was going to be a motivational speaker. So what I did, I actually discovered the speakers were coming to the hotel to speak at the conferences.
Mhm.
I would make sure to schedule me whenever there was a conference and the speaker was coming, and I would introduce myself to the speaker. I would say, "Hi, this is Rene Godefroy, sir, your doorman. I'm carrying your bags, but I'm going to be a motivational speaker and I'll see you on a platform someday." Many of them didn't really take me serious, but I saved all my tips money. I
Yeah.
had enough. I went to my first conference for the National Speakers Association. And when I got to the convention, I started reintroducing myself to those same speakers. Hi, sir, this is Rene Godefroy, your doorman in Atlanta. Remember me? I carried your bags. I told you I was going to be a motivational speaker. And they were like, whoa.
Wow.
Eventually, I got connected with a lot of the speakers, like Jeffrey Gitomer, who's still a friend today. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's the sales guru. He wrote a book called The Sales Bible. A lot of books.
Yeah.
He wrote the forward for my book. Mark Victor Hansen, and a lot of the big names with Chicken Soup for the Soul. I got connected with all those people. But here's what happened for me. My big break came the first day of the convention. It was my first time. When the keynote speaker, they opened the convention, the keynote speaker finished, everybody, they were rushing out of the room, and I was rushing back inside to the stage. And I went on the stage, and I know how to manifest literally. And I stood on the stage. I look at the people leaving, and I said to myself, I just finished this keynote. They are so excited they are leaving. This is me.
Yeah.
And I saw it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And
Well, in less than, I want to say 2 years, I was the keynote speaker on that stage.
wow.
I
See,
mean,
goosebumps. I'm
mind
sorry.
you,
Yeah.
yeah, mind you, people, veteran speakers, that's their dream to speak on the stage for National Speakers Association.
Yeah.
They receive about 1,000 to 1,500 demo videos from people who want to speak on that stage. I did not send my video
Yeah.
to them. That's the power of visualization, manifesting that which you want. I know it's a long answer for how I got into personal branding, uh, but yeah, contextually, I wanted to share the journey, right? It's not something that happened overnight.
Yeah.
I created a video this morning, as a matter of fact, about this. And the video is a lot of people get discouraged. They want to give up. They feel like they have invested so much time and energy into this, but the results are not coming fast enough for them. Did you know? I don't know if you heard of Jim Rohn, the speaker. He was like a business philosopher and speaker, very big. He actually got his break at the age of 59.
Oh, wow.
If we go back, like Napoleon Hill with
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich, he struggled financially for a long time. He started making money in his late years,
Yeah. He sure did. It was
even
so,
though he was so famous, right?
yeah. And I think
So
most of those people, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but most of those people that's in Think and Grow Rich, most of those people were in their elder part of their lives that became a success in that book.
yeah, like KFC, he started at the age of 65.
Yeah.
Ray Kroc, who is the the founder of McDonald's, not really the founder, but he took it from the McDonald brothers and make it McDonald's.
Yeah.
He was like 60 something.
Yeah. He was older. So yeah, Wendy's. I think it's the same thing. Most of those people are older in life. Started in
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like the celebrities we see out there, they like in acting in the movie industry, a lot of the A-list actors, the big break came in the late 50s. It's just like, we have to give people context so that they don't give up. If you stay with it,
Yeah.
persistent persistence is the key.
Yeah.
Determination and persistence. You just don't give up. Maybe you need to turn the dial and figure out a few tweaks, a few things here and there, which is what we are talking about when it comes to personal branding. For most people, that's all they need, that personal branding. And if they can turn the dial a little bit, that's it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times we are our own brand, right? We just have to get out there and actually be able to share that with others out there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, when it comes to personal branding, Pamela, the everything we do is part of the brand.
Mhm.
Like, look at you, your setting, right? Your background and everything. That's your brand, right? It speaks volume. When people see that, their perception, they form a perception automatically about you. Like your story, like my story from poverty and diseases, that's part of my brand. That's why I tell entrepreneurs to share their story, Genesis, how they started, what got them to where they are. People love backstage. They pay a lot of money to go backstage. Well, when we share the journey, we actually take them backstage in our life, right?
So true.
And so they connect with us. It's called indoctrination.
Right.
If you, the founders like Ray Kroc with McDonald's, Sam Walton, um, every major company you see out there, IBM, Tom Watson, they all wrote a book and they share their story with the audience as part of the indoctrination.
Yeah.
The founder of Wendy's, Chick-fil-A, they all have a book. And you know the story if you read the book. That's part of it. So if we don't write a book, we can share the story.
Right.
Even in real estate, as I pick up the client, I want the client, I'm asking a lot of questions, of course, right? Because I want to know as much as I can. But every opportunity, there is what is called a point of identification.
Yes.
If she is a mother, she has a daughter, and I'm a mother, I have a daughter, we connect there. Oh, really? Oh, seriously, you have a daughter. So now they start knowing about me, about my story, where I'm from, and different things like that. For me, it's a no-brainer. As soon as I speak, people want to know where you're from. I
Right.
mean, you have an accent, right?
Right. Exactly.
So that's part of my brand,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Your story is awesome. My gosh, that's amazing for how far you've come and all the way, and where you are currently right now. That is absolutely awesome. People like to hear the struggles because everyone has a struggle, in their life with whatever they're going through. And we have to just get past that as much as we can, basically. And I love what you said and what you did as far as going on stage after, the speakers and just being on there and being present and doing it like you were actually you're speaking. That is so awesome. That is absolutely so awesome. If we all could just do that in our space and see ourselves where we want to be, right, instead of where we are, it would be so different for us on a day to day
Yeah.
basis.
We cannot arrive at a place we have not seen first in our imagination.
Yeah,
Even if we did arrive, we would not know because we have not seen it. We don't know where that place is, right?
right.
So that's why we have to give the mind directions and guidance. I did that for AFLAC as well. When
Okay.
they were having the conference at the hotel, every night I would get off at 11 o'clock at night.
Uh-huh.
Everybody would be heading home. And when they had the convention, when AFLAC is there for the convention, I would go on their stage and I would visualize that this is me, this is my audience. I would practice my speech.
I
So
love
much so, one day there's a guy, he came to me at the door and he said, "Are you planning on being a doorman for the rest of your life?" I said, "No, not for the rest of my life. I'm going to be a motivational speaker, sir. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to speak on stages all over the world." And he said, "Well, let me give you my business card. I don't promise you anything, but you never know."
it. Yeah.
He was just a what they call a sales field coordinator.
Okay.
So I took his card and I came home and I put it next to my desk and I began to visualize me speaking for Aflac. And I had the little duck, Aflac, Aflac, that they
Wow.
gave me at the hotel.
Yeah.
And I still have a couple around here. And I would just push them all the time to hear the sound.
Oh, wow. So you did it all.
One day I left the hotel. It was almost 10 years. I was speaking full time.
Mhm.
The phone call came. That same guy called me. He
Wow.
said, "This is Lance Osborne." I said, Mr. Osborne, I said, I've been waiting for your call for years.
Oh
I
my.
said to him, I have your business card here, sir. And I read the business card to him. He said, oh, everything on the card is wrong except for my name because now I am a senior vice president for the company.
Oh
I was
wow.
like, whoa. And he said, oh, you're going to be, can you check your calendar to see if you're available for, I believe it was July, right?
Yeah.
And I said, oh, yeah. No, first of all, I said, let me check. You know, you always have to check your, even if there's nothing on there, right? You still got to check. So to show like I'm not too available, right? Let me check. I know there was nothing on there. I looked at, oh, so as a matter of fact, that date is wide open. And he said to me, put it on hold for me. There's a senator that is supposed to speak, but there is a mandate in Washington, D.C., where they will not be able to live. If he can't come, we will consider you. And I'm saying to myself, you you're gonna consider me? I'm already the keynote speaker. That's my stage. It was a big convention called Focus for about 2,000, including the founders of AFLAC.
Wow.
And I got the call, and bam, the rest is history. I was on that stage. You know what I did, Pamela? When I got on the stage, I stepped to the front of the stage and I stood there. I paused. I looked at the audience. I said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time you are seeing me. For me, I have seen you so many times in my imagination. This is a return visit for me. And I went on to tell them of how I visualized and created this opportunity. And oh, and after that, I spoke for like 30 states for AFLAC. I mean, I kept getting bookings to share the same story. So yeah, visualization, imagining that which we want is. I know it sounds a little hokey, a little like woo-woo, but it's real. I mean, it's biblical too,
It, it's so
because the reason I say it's biblical, it is say when you pray, act and behave as if you already have it, right? And then it says, call the things that are not as though they were, which is there's nothing there. Call it
right.
as if it is here. That's what it is. Am I right?
Yep, you are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And we forget about that. It's just the faith, right? We've got to have that faith to actually see what we're asking for is already there. He wants us to have all those things. That story is so emotional. You standing on stage, I just get emotional. Your entire story. I am just so grateful to have you on here and sharing so much. It's just taking your mindset and having the faith to move forward. And I love the biblical part of it, being biblical. It is, it's what God wants us to be and to be more of what he wants us to be. And I just heard the other day, it's like, he's given you this gift. You have to share this gift, right? You're sharing your gift. He wants you to be able to do that. He wants you to be able to help as many people as you possibly can out there. And it's so important for us to answer to the call and do what we need to do, what our calling is, and
Yeah, actually, when we do not share the gifts, because the gift is not for us, it is for us to bless others. And when we don't share the gift, we are depriving millions of people from the opportunity, from their blessings, actually. Because if we are supposed to bless them, that one piece of information, that one thing, like that one house, you can put somebody in that dream house, like it's the first time or whatever. Like if you don't take action, you don't live your life on purpose, then you deprive others from the blessing.
right, you have to use, what God gives, that your God-given gifts and share it and bless others with it, like you're saying. So let's talk about a lot of my audience and people out there, because I do the video marketing for realtors, right? A lot of my audience are realtors. What would you say to realtors right now that we've gone through COVID and the realtors that are busy are really, really busy, and then the realtors that are slow, and some people are stuck, right? So
Mhm.
what would your advice be to the realtors that are like stuck right now, getting out of the stuck mode?
Well, first is to change the story. Stock is a story. I'm stuck is a story. I don't have enough client is a story. The economy is bad is a story. It's all stories we are telling ourselves based on the news, based on what other people are saying, right? We make their reality our reality when it does not have to be that way. If we can change the story to say, when we look at the economy, and first of all, this is a thriving economy. They are building housing, people are buying houses. I mean, it's like it's the market. I mean, it's very surprising when you look at 2020 with COVID-19 for the economy and the housing market to be doing so well.
Yeah.
So it's the story we tell ourselves. We have to double. There's a time when it was a lot easier. The competition, especially after COVID with 2020, a lot of people lost their jobs and they're coming to the real estate. They're getting a license, and it's a low barrier to entry. People are entering the field. But make no mistake, if you work on your brand, on your connection, that is, or the when I say personal branding, I mean, uh, for example, video. Video is critical. If you are a real estate, if you're a realtor, you are not putting videos out there. You are not showing videos when you go on with your client, or you go to a home and you have somebody videotaping you, your kid or your nephew or videographer. Like you do it with a cell phone, and then you show up. So I love this house. You show them the tree, you show them the bathroom. You say, look at this, look at the mirror, and put those videos out there, well, you are missing a lot. You are missing out a lot, because this is the age of video. You're going to rise above the competition and the other people, because most people, as you know, this is what you teach, Pamela. People are so terrified. They are so afraid to speak to a video camera.
Right, right, and it's so true. And one of my big thing and motto is basically, don't worry about doing it perfect. Just do it. It's like it's never going to be perfect. And maybe someday it will be perfect for you. But the best thing to do is just come out and do it. Pull your phone out, pull your camera out, and just do it. And get yourself out there and make sure that you're noticed in your community.
That's right. And like they say, you don't have to be good to start, but you have to start to be
Right,
good. It
right.
takes a lot of practice.
I love that. Yeah.
Another thing also they need is what is called a lead magnet. So what as an example, there's a lady, she is a realtor, and I work with her, and I think whatever platform she uses, she can pull a house in a certain neighborhood and do a breakdown analysis to the entire neighborhood. Well, every time you go somewhere, you meet somebody, even if they are buying a house or they are not buying a house or selling, or they're not thinking about it, and you say, I'm a realtor, and do you own a house? Yeah. Would you like to know everything that's happening in your neighborhood, the prices and the breakdown and all this? I have a free report I can give you if you'd like it. Oh, sure. Give me your phone, your cell phone, your information. I'll send it to you. By the very fact they say yes, there is something there. But plus, you want to put this person in your funnel. So that is actually called a lead magnet, right? So now they have a lead magnet. Or you can create 10 things, 10 mistakes people make when they're buying a house or when they're selling a house. You just listed 10 things, 1 page or 2 pages, no problem. Well, anytime somebody is selling a house or wants to buy a house, you send them the 10 mistakes people make when they're buying a house. And people don't want to make mistakes. So, in psychology or in marketing, people will take action to avoid something more than to gain something.
Right.
So if there's a pain that they have to avoid, that's what we call 10 mistakes you should avoid. they will do everything to avoid the pain than to gain the pleasure. So we are motivated by pain or pleasure, but the pain is the clincher.
Yeah.
And you see it on television, you see it late night infomercials, and they are really working on the pain, right, to make you feel it, to connect you with it, than to show you the pleasure, the what you can get if you we can get you out of this to get you to there.
Right.
So you need a lead. Even when you are speaking on a video, you should always offer a lead magnet, something for people to. That's what gets you to, to stand above the competition. So
Right.
if I meet five real estate agents or realtors, and one of them say, hey, I can give you a breakdown analysis on your house, and okay, this one is the one that's going to really get my attention. Does that make sense?
Right. It totally makes sense. It totally makes sense. And there's so much content out there as realtors that you can provide to your actual, to your community for free. This is
Yeah.
free information that you have. And
And just like you said, they already have the content, they just don't know it's a lead magnet
yeah,
to bring people in.
yeah,
Yeah, you are right.
yeah. It's just, yeah, just do it, you guys. Just do it. Any other information that you can give to our realtor friends out there as far as branding and strategy, being omnipresent?
Yeah, yeah, I have a program that is called Omnipresence, and part of it is to speak.
Hmm.
You need to speak in your local market. There are many speaking opportunities. So I think it was Woody Allen who said 90% of success is showing up.
Yeah,
But I add something to it. It's showing up and open your mouth to speak.
right. Not just showing up.
They have what is called the civic clubs, I believe, service club or civic clubs in your town. They have one called Kiwanis International, Kiwnanis
Okay.
International. They have Lions International, Lions International, JC's International, Jaycees International, Optimist International,
Okay.
and of course the Rotary Clubs.
Right.
You can put a 20-minute speech together, and that 20-minute speech doesn't have to be about buying or selling a house. It could be about anything. It could be about relationship. It could be anything that you have some kind of skills. But when you give the speech, you find a way to seed what you do in it so that you can get the referrals. And you always bring what is called a trail of tangible. I learned that from a guy called Nido Kuban, right? He always talk about a trail of tangible. One of my early mentors, you always leave some kind of package or some business or something you have to leave, make sure everybody has it, right? Plus, it's a local market. You are the realtor speaking,
Hmm.
and you leave him your card. You're sharing the information with them. It could be, yeah, it could be anything. It could be about how to buy a house, or it could be about anything, but it's a 20-minute speech. And they are always looking for speakers. They
Yeah.
look for speakers for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. That's how I started. I was speaking for, they give you free food, Pamela, free dinner, free breakfast. I mean, whenever I need food, I just like, I'll speak for food. Now,
Yeah.
seriously, they need to speak,
Yeah.
because that gives you it's positioning. It's part of the personal brand. It gives you a lot of authority and credibility
Yeah. Yeah.
because you are speaking, right?
Yeah.
And they need to write a book as well.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Writing a book, writing your story, right? You have such a great story. One of the things that I heard recently is to be try to be comfortable in the uncomfortable. Does that make
Uncomfortable,
sense?
yes.
Be
Mm-hmm.
comfortable in the uncomfortable. So you have to do more of it and more of it so you can get to that point where you are actually comfortable in doing the uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it is.
It takes a lot of repetition, a lot of doing it, a lot of, I mean, I was terrified of a video camera when I first started many years ago. I was doing, if you go to YouTube, you go back to some of the early videos.
Yeah. I
That's
love
how everybody
the
started.
side of the video camera. Yeah, right. And I'm still doing it. No, but it's just, yeah, I think one of the biggest things with doing these videos and sharing, it's kind of like I'm, sharing you. You are actually right now the person that's helping people. It's not about me, it's about you and what you can do for your audience and what you can do for our audience here as realtors, helping them to brand themselves and to be omnipresent with their community and their neighborhood and being the community influencer that they need. So this is great. You have such an awesome story. You're amazing. You're absolutely amazing. You've done so much. And I love the way you've done it, where you've actually gone out way out of your comfort zone a lot of times, just going on stages and speaking, and when no one was there, and just seeing who you are in the future, and you are that person now, which is so awesome, right?
Yes.
I'm so
So, yeah, the concept of omnipresence is, if you think about it, it's one piece of content you put everywhere. You put it on TikTok, you put it on Instagram, you put it on YouTube, you put it on LinkedIn. It's really omnipresence. You are everywhere. Uh, Years ago, I no, but we didn't have that kind of opportunity.
no, not at all. Not at all.
Now
Yeah.
you can be on a global stage while you are sitting in the comfort of your home on a video camera. You are doing a live, and then people watching you all over the world.
Yeah.
Just, I think the mind needs to really understand this opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an awesome opportunity right now. And I guess we discovered that during COVID, right? When we're all like stuck at home. And then all of a sudden, all this came out, and we were backed in a corner. We had to get ourselves out there now. And this
Yeah.
was the only way to get ourselves out there. And now it's gotten so big that it's amazing what we've learned about technology in the past year.
Yeah, and I know we get into the end of it, and I'd like to share something about really manifesting.
Okay.
I would invite everybody watching this to consider meditation. The way I see it, so the advice in the Bible is seek ye his kingdom first, right? But most of us, we wake up, we go sell houses, we are hustling, we are trying to get this and do that and that. But seek ye his kingdom first, which is part of it. When you go into the meditation, you get clarity and you begin to call the things that are not as though they were. Like, even before you start showing a client a home,
Yeah.
you do that 15 minutes or 20 minutes, and sometimes for me it's like 1 hour,
Yeah.
because my breakfast in the morning is gratitude. That's what I have for breakfast. I'm grateful every morning. If you know my story, right? You begin to see the things that are not. You begin to, call it.
Yeah.
And then when you finish doing that, then you can go do all the hustling and go out there. And I think people have it in reverse. Well, some people never really do the seek ye his kingdom first, because they're just so busy out there trying to get it. Let me, I know I say meditation.
Mhm.
Let me give you a list of names. Jeff Bezos meditates. Oprah Winfrey meditates. Um, Larry Page, the founder of Google, meditates. What's this guy? Finding Warren Buffett. I mean, all of them, they meditate.
Yeah. Yeah.
They go into meditation, right?
Yeah.
So there's got to be something about it. And of course, we know Jesus meditates
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Every time they're looking for him, he disappears from the crowd, and they found him on the mountain meditating.
Right.
So I would invite you listening to me now to consider the quiet time when you can quiet the brain. So, one technique, the way I can explain it, when you go into meditation, you have thoughts come. It's like a to-do list. You like you, oh, I'm supposed to call this, I'm supposed to do this. And you got to tell the mind, no, 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 no. This is not about what I'm going to do today. This is about me now in the moment. So if you see the ocean, Pamela,
Yeah.
you see a lot of agitation on top of it, like hurricanes and all that.
Right.
The nature of the ocean default is quiet and peaceful. If you dive deep within it,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what's going on up there, it's peaceful and quiet. It's our nature too. The thoughts, all these ideas and crazy and stress that are going on, children and wife and husbands going on right away, our nature is peace and quiet. If we go and sit, we can watch the commotion going on and then begin to observe it,
Yes.
begin to see it. So the thought comes, oh, yeah, that's taking kids to college or school or prepare the meals. That's not what this is about. So we begin to observe those thoughts, and eventually the mind will learn to quiet, and even your heart rate would begin to slow down and everything will be peaceful. You just relax for those 15, 20 minutes. I'm telling you, it will, it's like miracle. It's like magic.
Yeah. There's
It's
so
not
much
magic.
joy in that peace, you know?
Yeah,
There's so much joy in that peace. And when I get there, I like want to stay there 24/7. You know,
I know. Yeah.
I want to stay there. But
It's such a great feeling. It lowers your blood pressure, it lowers everything. It's just like, it's an amazing feeling to get there, to, get into deep meditation, feeling connected with one,
yeah,
like all there is.
yeah.
It's a connection. Yeah, please, please, please consider
Thank
that.
you. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That was awesome because it's just, yeah, that's what it's all about with everything that we do, right? Everything that we do.
Everything, seek ye his kingdom first,
Amen.
and
Amen.
everything else
Yeah.
shall be added unto you.
Yeah. Renee,
No
oh my
joke.
gosh. Thank you so much. Do you want to share your contact information with us?
Yeah, it's actually my name, Rene Godefroy.com. Just go to that website and you'll see, and that's where all the information is. Um, and I'm on Instagram, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on TikTok, I'm on well, I don't really, I'm on Twitter, but I don't really tweet that much. But LinkedIn is a good place to connect with me.
Okay.
Instagram and Facebook, send me a friend request. I
Okay.
still have a few. I'm almost close to 5,000. So,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
you can connect with me.
That's awesome. My goodness. Yeah. You're a TikTok person. I'll have to check.
Actually, I just started on TikTok.
Did you?
Yeah, I'm not dancing, but I'm creating videos. I'm like, I'm like, if I create the 60 seconds or 59 seconds for Instagram, why not put it on TikTok
That's
or YouTube Shorts,
yeah.
which is the new thing for YouTube now? I just opened TikTok and I just put it on there.
Okay. I have to
The
learn
omnipresence, remember?
omnipresence. Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Learning all. Rene Godefroy, you guys. Thank you so much for being with us. Please check out his social media pages, and we're also actually once we have this video, we'll actually share it with everybody out there for the public. But thank you guys for being with us, Dream Real Estate TV. God bless you guys. We're so grateful that you were here with us today. Renee, Godfrey, any final words? Final words? Final words? I can talk.
Well, the final word is if you're not into video, you need to get with Pamela and you need to learn about video. You need to master, you need to become a video rock star so that you can dominate your local market.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.
Talk to you soon.
Take care. Bye bye.